Good morning, TGR Nation. I'm here this morning with Betsy. We're not going to be doing the usual jumping around and making jokes and smiling. Coming to you today with very heavy hearts. We had a gentleman that I've had the honor and privilege of knowing, both professionally and personally, for many, many years, a gentleman by the name of Robert Roach. That name for a lot of you won't hold much significance, but for those of us within the industry, those of us that deal with the larger chain stores, that name is very significant as a friend of our industry, as a friend to everybody in the industry, and as just a genuinely good human being. I don't throw the term around love very lightly or very often, but I can say that I genuinely love that man as a person, and he was a very good friend. Last night at about 10 o'clock, while we were laying in bed, we got a text that Rob had passed, ending a long battle that Rob had with cancer. And it's devastating news for his friends, devastating news for his family, obviously. You wake up in the morning, you somehow feel cheated, like you wish you had more time and you wished you'd spent more of it with that person. So Rob leaves behind a wonderful family, including his husband Eugene. Betsy and I were lucky enough to have dinner and spend time with Rob and Eugene, and I don't think that there was a more perfect couple ever. They were just meant to be together. The last time we got to spend any real time with Rob, he was recovering from a surgery, and we were having dinner with him and Eugene, and it was amazing to watch. When Rob struggled, Eugene would just seamlessly step in there and finish his sentences, guiding Rob and supporting Rob without overshadowing Rob. Just two genuinely good human beings, and I can honestly say that today my heart's broken for Eugene, and selfishly I'm sad for the rest of us. I'm standing on ceremony here and trying not to break any confidentiality rules with Petco, but I'm just going to go ahead and say that Rob worked for Petco for many, many years, and that's how we know Rob, and that's how I got the pleasure of getting to know Rob. And our heart goes out to the Petco family that worked with him every day. It took us 2.5 years to buy this business. I've worked here since 2001, but it took us 2.5 years to buy this business. And during that time, I would get phone calls from Rob. And during some of that time, Rob wasn't even our companion animal buyer. He was off in aquatics, but I would get phone calls from him just asking how we were doing and just encouraging me. And you didn't have to spend much time with this man to really find out what a beautiful human being he was. First time I met Rob was at a Petco vendor summit years and years ago. God, I don't even know how many years ago it was. It was in Washington, D.C. And I remember we were all like little kids after the awards ceremony. We were like, high school kids sneaking out of the assembly to go do something bad, and we all snuck out of the awards banquet after the awards had been handed out. We all snuck out and all went dancing, and just a bunch of us just got together and all went dancing, and Rob was the life of the party, and just from that moment on, I knew he and I were going to be friends, and we were. And he handled himself on a daily basis professionally, without crossing the line. Never mixed business with pleasure. He knew how to keep the two separate, no matter if it was something that he had to call and put his boot directly in my butt, or whether it was, calling to say a good job. You always knew that you were getting what you were getting with Rob. He was very professional. But when it came time to turn that off, he slid right into the role of friend seamlessly. So we're very sad today. We're heartbroken for Eugene. We're selfishly sad for ourselves. We're happy for Rob that he's not suffering anymore, that he's at peace. But there's something that we feel we have to do. Obviously, after a long battle like this, even with the best of insurance, there's expenses, and part of that is final expenses for services and what have you. So there's a fundraiser going on for Rob right now, and Betsy and I are going to personally donate to that fundraiser. But the Gourmet Rodent, as a company, benefited tremendously from the relationship that we built with Rob. So as a company, as a company, what we're going to do today is Betsy's got a male highway ball python, and I have a female ivory, and if you breed these two together, 50% of your clutch will be highway, 50% will be ivory. It's like a $4,000 retail package or something like that. What we're going to do today is there will be only one auction today, and it'll be posted from 4, and it'll run from 4 in the afternoon till 10 o'clock this evening. It's the only one we're going to do. We'll pick auctions back up on Monday, but this is the only auction we're going to do. You know what, as a matter of fact, here's what we're going to do. We're going to run this auction all weekend. We'll close it out on Monday, 10 o'clock Monday night. So we'll post it starting at 4 o'clock this afternoon, and we'll close it out on 10 o'clock on Monday night. And it is for the pair of highway, male and female ivory. Again, $4,000 retail. Every single dime that we get from this auction is going to go to helping Eugene with Rob's final expenses. I don't know what else to say other than to thank you guys in advance for your generosity and your support. And again, while many of you may not know the name Rob Roach, you need to be aware that there are many people in this industry that you never see and that you never hear about, that aren't out shooting these stupid Facebook videos, that aren't at the shows shaking your hands and selling you snakes, that aren't on TV, that aren't famous, they're behind the scenes, and they never get the credit they deserve for being a friend to our industry. And quite frankly, Rob Roach was a friend to not just our industry, but the entire pet industry as a whole, from reptiles to small companion animals to birds to aquatics. Rob was a friend, and we genuinely lost someone special. So I hope you guys enjoy the auction, and I hope you guys give generously, and remember that this auction isn't just about us selling you snakes, and it's not just about you guys getting a really good deal. This is about helping the family of somebody very, very special. So thanks a lot, guys, and we'll talk to you again on Monday.